So there are two critical elements to getting your next ERP project off the ground with a great head start and a chance to make sure that it's on time and on budget, right? And those two things that we typically talk about is making sure that that software demo process is controlled so you're not getting something overly exuberant and unrealistic. And second of all, perhaps even more important, is making sure those requirements are fully understood and gathered efficiently and quickly. What I'm in here now is my online requirements gathering tool that takes that typical process that can be weeks and months and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars of expense in that more classical requirements gathering mode and turns that process on its head with this beautiful online interface that allows you to very quickly and efficiently get a much better requirements gathering experience. Now, here's what's interesting and a unique use that you're not going to be able, here's something that you're not going to be able to do with that kind of classic Word document or Excel document requirements gathering of 20,000, 30,000 some questions. What we're looking at here is our business requirements in what's typically understood as kind of a software module or category format. So a lot of folks that come from typical mid-market software, on-premise software, your Great Plains, your Nav, your AX, those types of solutions, folks are used to seeing their business software requirements under modules. So you'll go into Great Plains and you'll see general ledger and you'll see accounts payables and you can see accounts receivables. And then inside those modules, there are requirements. So the view that we're looking at here for gathering requirements should be familiar and comfortable for the type of company that's used to that type of format. So what we've done, and we've kind of made a unique use of this tool that allows people to be much more on point in gathering their requirements and even identifying some requirements that they didn't understand fully the first time around, which is critical, is we did the following. So we present them with this kind of classic module view, and they fill out their requirements. And then what we do is we take this tool, and let me show you how easy this is. We use this tool, and what we'll do is we'll flip the view. So this is easy. This is absolutely easy to do. We'll go into their instance, and their functional requirement view. Instead of looking at it by category or module, again that accounts payables, accounts receivables, inventory, and we're going to flip it to business process view. Now, what's interesting about this is that there are, a ton of enterprise types of companies that when they do this type of review, what they'll want to do is they'll want to look at their business requirements from a business process view as opposed to a module view. Again, that's not typical for an SMB, small and medium-sized business. But here's the interesting thing that happens when we do this. We gather your requirements the way you're familiar with it in that modular view. And then what we do is once we have those requirements gathered, what we do is we flip the view to a business process view that you're going to see in a second. Now, what will happen here is that you will have a totally different view and understanding of why we were gathering those different requirements. So now here, if you're an inventory business or you're, a manufacturing business, what you're going to see now is those requirements that before were in a modular view, you're now going to see them in this more sophisticated enterprise level business process view. And here's what we found out that's fascinating. When people switched that view and reviewed their answers to their questions from that initial modular view to the business process view, all of a sudden, all kinds of light bulbs popped on in their heads regarding things they didn't think about, things they omitted, or things they should logically add. And isn't that really that the critical part of spending time and money on doing a requirements analysis? If you're doing it the old way, Word document, Excel spreadsheets, you're not going to be able to flip this around and get this alternative view and capture those additional potential requirements that you might have missed before. Again, you can't do this with the old Excel Word document. Just another fantastic use of this Discover platform. Recommend that you use this for your next ERP implementation project. Come and ask us how.